Hi, welcome to the new digital SAT and understanding problems that are associated with the new digital SAT. Now, on my screen here, I have a problem that was previously given on a practice exam or a practice test, and in the past, it was provided on previous exams. However, students fail to really understand the concept that's associated with this problem because there is a theorem or a formula that you don't commonly see when you're studying for the SAT. Here is a side tip or trick. The digital SAT does provide you with a list of formulas that are commonly found or commonly used in several problems. However, for this specific problem, we're going to be utilizing the remainder theorem, which is not a formula that is handed to you. So the best way to understand this concept is to understand that polynomials, when it comes to the SAT, will be associated with the remainder theorem, especially if they use answer choices that give you things like the word remainder as seen in answer choice D and C and D. Okay, so let's take a minute, pause your screen if you need to take a look and read this question. When you're done so, please unpause. Okay, so now that you're done reading the question, let's take a look at this concept to better understand what the remainder theorem is. The remainder theorem tells us that Q of X, and the reason why I'm using Q of X is because that's what they tell us the polynomial is. If it was f of X, I'd say f of X. Whatever your polynomial divided by X minus A equals some number or some value plus a remainder. And the remainder we call Q of A. Or if it was a polynomial that's f of X, this would be f of A. So just note that this is related to this specific problem. But the polynomial divided by x minus a equals some value plus the remainder that's here. So given that they tell us that the value of whatever was plugged in gives you 5, is letting you know that this Q of A is the same thing as saying 5, which is the same thing as saying our remainder. So I'm going to write the word remainder down here so you know that the 5 is your remainder. Okay, so the remainder is given to us, and we are basically saying that if you are using Q of A, which lets us know that this is A, or that we can say Q of minus A is the same thing, not Q minus A, sorry, X minus A is the same thing as saying X minus 4. Okay, so now we know that this is X minus 4. So we're basically saying Q of X when divided by X minus 4, the remainder is 5. So off the bat, if I had no time and I wanted to spend under a minute, that phrase matches up with answer choice C. But I'm going to go over, because we do have time, why the other answer choices are incorrect. Okay, let's take a look at answer choice A and B. A and B both have two different values, and the big kicker or the big hint here is they don't give you a remainder, which would indicate that in this scenario, the remainder would be 0, which is not the case. We know that the remainder is 5. So that's why A and B are incorrect. The other thing is between answer choice C and D, when I want to compare the two, it says X plus 4. But we know based on the formula, it is the opposite of what is in the parentheses. So there's a positive 4 here, which means that we have to do the opposite. So it's going to be X minus 4. So that's why we would lean towards answer choice C.
Feel free to explore additional test preparation resources, such as AP Biology, multiple choice questions, free response questions, or worksheets in general. If you're looking for additional math help and resources, you can explore those as well, especially for standardized tests such as SAT, or PSAT. Don't forget to subscribe and follow.